The moon hung heavy and luminous in the midnight sky, casting a silvery glow over the small town of Ravensbrook. It was a night like any other, or so it seemed, until the air grew thick with an unexplainable tension. Emily Carroll, a 17-year-old with a knack for exploring, lay in her bed staring at the ceiling, her mind restless. Outside, the wind howled softly, whispering secrets through the cracked windowpane. She had always been intrigued by the local legends, especially the stories about the Wraith of Ravensbrook, an ominous, shadowy creature said to haunt the outskirts of town, emerging only during the full moon. Most dismissed it as folklore, a tale spun to scare children. But tonight, as the wind carried an eerie chill, Emily felt something different, a strange pull, like an unseen voice beckoning her outside. Unable to resist, she slipped from her bed, grabbed her flashlight, and quietly threaded her way through the dark house. Her parents slept soundly below, unaware of her midnight adventure. She crept out into the cool night, the gravel crunching softly under her sneakers as she headed toward the nearby woods, where the legends whispered of the creature's lair. The trees loomed tall and twisted, their branches reaching like grasping claws into the moonlit sky. An unnatural stillness blanketed the forest, broken only by Emily's cautious footsteps. Her heart pounded in her chest, a mix of fear and curiosity. As she ventured deeper, the shadows thickened, and the darkness seemed to cling to her skin. Suddenly, a faint presence made her stop. A cold gust brushed past her, making her shiver. She held her flashlight higher, sweeping the beam across the trees. Then, she saw it, a faint flicker of movement, absently darting between the trunks. Her breath hitched. From the shadows emerged a figure, tall and cloaked in darkness. Its form was vaguely humanoid but distorted, elongated, with limbs that seemed to stretch beyond normal proportions. Its eyes glowed piercingly, a sickly green hue that reflected the faint moonlight. The creature moved silently, yet with an unnatural grace, like a shadow slipping through the cracks of reality. Emily's instincts screamed to run, but her feet were rooted to the spot. The creature paused, its head tilting unnaturally, as if studying her. It emitted a low, guttural hiss, a whisper of something ancient and forbidden. The air around her grew icy, and she felt an overwhelming presence, as if the creature's gaze pierced through her soul. Suddenly, a horrifying realization dawned. The legend was true. The Wraith had come to life. It lunged, claws extended, aiming for her. Emily stumbled backward, tripping over a root and falling to the leaf-covered ground. Her heart hammered as she scrambled to her feet, clutching her flashlight like a talisman. She shone the beam directly at the creature, causing its glowing eyes to flicker and momentarily retreat. Desperate, she remembered her grandfather's stories, how the creature thrived on fear and darkness, but was afraid of light. Gathering every ounce of courage, Emily raised her flashlight higher and shouted, "Stay away." Summoning her last reserves of bravery, she let her light blaze brighter. The Wraith hissed loudly, recoiling from the brilliant beam. Its form flickered, like a distorted image struggling against the light. It staggered backward, snarling in frustration, before dissolving into a cloud of shadows that either escaped into the night or was consumed by the dawn of dawn. Neither she nor anyone else could tell. Breathless and shaken, Emily fled back through the woods, the forest now eerily silent once more. She reached her house as dawn painted the sky with streaks of pink and orange. Her heart still raced, but she was safe, for now. The next day, she told no one about her encounter, afraid they'd dismiss her as imagining things. But deep inside, she knew the legend was real, and that the Wraith might return when the moon was full again. And she also knew that some shadows in the world should stay buried, their darkness better left untouched. From that night forward, Emily never looked at the forest the same way. Sometimes, in the quiet moments before sleep, she could still feel the Wraith's piercing gaze watching her from the shadows, waiting for another night to reclaim its darkness, and perhaps, to finish what it had started.